name is already been lectured just now, and it was fantastic because he focused a lot on how ICT can be integrated in education. I am not an educationist. I was one of the people who took 8 years to pass my graduation. So, and that too, I had to do some bungling and cheating to pass out because I didn't like the university to stay back for long. So, I am a very bad example to take this mic and do the lecture, but I will just share some of the learnings of my life and through my parents, through myself and my children. I went to madrasa as in my first childhood for a couple of years, and I remember that I had completed reading Quran at the age of 5. I still don't understand even a single word of Arabic, although I did Arabic till 9th class, and Persian also till 9th class. I went to a school which had got Persian, Arabic, Hindi, English, all compulsory. It was a minority school by my parents and his friends in Ranchi, and that is where I grew up. But perhaps it has a very good impact on maybe, I would say, pronunciations, maybe some of the learning that I can do, reading I can do, and maybe understanding also different cultures. I remember that everything that I learned in my life was never from my classroom. In my life, never in my classroom. And everything perhaps that what I am today doing is all I learned, less in cities and more in villages. And I had an opportunity to go to my village in North Bihar every year for 2 months. And why I learned in those 2 months the maximum is because my father was never with me, and I had the most liberal time of my life to learn whatever I want to and whatever I want to do, from fishing to climbing to, climbing on trees, even defecating from the trees, and in open, and, stealing saris of my mother and going and fishing in the pond. If the flood will come, then how to fish even in flood of the moving fish. Everything, from going and shooting at night, fishing at night from somebody else's pond, because during the day you can get caught. And I also know that there is a leaf that can make your milk yogurt in 10 minutes. In the village that I grew up, there is a leaf that you put on the milk, and in 10 minutes it used to become curd. And we used to steal all the milk of all the other goats and used to experiment this all the time during the day. So, lifelong learning doesn't come from the classrooms. Also, it is very natural because no one human being is the same as other human being. And I wonder, aren't we doing the factory education or factorization, of education by putting so many different kind of mind and people and body in one classroom and teaching just one thing? We are basically preparing for factories. We are basically, if you go back to the entire education system, you will realize that there was a purpose of colonization, there was a purpose of doing something for which we were preparing humans to work, And if you want to work different minds in one thing, you are basically creating an assembly line. And so therefore, I don't think that we need a reform in education system. We need a total discard of the education system, because the education is very natural to every human being that is born. And that is the reason why it is called child is the father of the man. If child is the father of the man, what the hell I am teaching to that guy who is father of the man? So these are some of the things that I learned from, and I'll give you some of the examples. I have 2 children. One is 14 and one will be becoming 15 in 2 months, and she will be becoming 11 in 1 month. They both go to a school whose philosophy says that nothing can be taught, number one. There is no exam in that school. There is no competition in that school. There is no subject in that school. And they teach, if at all, from the childhood on 5 philosophies: physical, mental, vital, spiritual, and psychic. because these are the 5 ingredients of a human being. And if you strengthen yourself physically, mentally, psychologically, spiritually, you can take any education in your life. Basically, you're creating infrastructure in yourself. And if you do that, then you choose what you want to learn. You give them independence. And as they keep on growing, they are never taught alphabets. Never taught alphabets, but they know everything. So, if you have a patience, they won't be telling you, they might be speaking you in English and Hindi, but the same thing they won't write till 7 years or 8 years, because they are not taught alphabet. And how they learn alphabet is by writing their name first, but writing it as a part of caricature or writing. And then they find out, oh, this is alphabet. So what is alphabet? And then they learn. So it's the entire learning is upside down. They are not taught directly in terms of mathematics as a science or something. They learn mathematics as a language. They never go to subject. They learn from the topics. So what is your topic? Your topic is water, because your necessity. Food, traffic, posting, travel, cars, all those things. And then I started learning from these children that, my God, we wasted so many years that you need unlearn for so many years before you think of learning something new. And these are very serious questions, because we all adult, if you really look at, we think naturally that we are the teachers because we are elders. We want to know how to do commands. We want to control. If we can't control a class, control a house, control few people who are maybe younger, maybe knowing lesser than you or something like that. So it's a different mechanism that is going on in our mind, rather than thinking what is education and what is not education. Or perhaps what we think we know is the best thing that is possible, and therefore you also should know. It is something like I eat idli dosa, but I want you to eat paneer, or something like that. And they both are good. We all know naturally that all two human beings are not same, but we live together happily. But why don't we apply it on a daily basis? And perhaps the question and the answer is that education is no more education. Perhaps education is business and business is education. So if you have education which is business and your business is education, then there is hardly any education. Then forget about it. Even if you want to learn or unlearn, it is only those two parameters on which you are learning or unlearning. So even if I apply the philosophy that no more education but learning is a philosophy, what I am learning? Again, it is learning something which is education, something which is business, something which is commercial, something which can bring me money, rather than the culture, how to live. We can be disrespectful, highly qualified. We can be highly qualified driving the most expensive car without caring for the traffic. We might be the most, respectful or big politician, respectful person, shouting somebody else at the red light saying that, just move, you don't move. So, the entire thing is upside down, and I really don't know where to start and where to end. And the only thing I can say is that, we can only think of at your own individual level that what difference we can make in terms of learning. Because we are going to really having a serious crisis of humanity very soon, because you will be having so many people qualified but don't know how to behave with each other. Yeah. Very serious issue it is. Very, very serious issue. We have no idea, because we are only taught how to get something so that we can get me a job. And even our parents, I took 8 years to graduate. I took 4 years to get my first job in Delhi. And I was penniless for 4 years in Delhi. And my father is extremely respectful person, and he told me he never pressurized that tum engineering karo, you do engineering or medical or something, but back of the mind all the time he would say, Sharma ji ke bete ka engineering mein ho gaya, unke bete ka medical mein ho gaya. All the time you are hanging a pant on the hanger, and then you are saying, Today there is a news in the paper that Sharmaji's son has got the IIT and somebody else. So it is all hitting in your mind all the time and creating a scenario in your mind that you are unsuccessful, you are perhaps not doing anything right. And I told him once, I never lie, I never hurt anybody. That is what you taught me in the childhood. You be respectful to your elders. And all this I do, and you still think that I am the most unsuccessful person on earth. Just because I am not earning my livelihood. And I started getting job, doing something, and everything that society has started saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Then suddenly I started becoming a nice person. I am the same person, I still don't lie, I still don't bluff people, I don't earn anything which is, which is bribery, illegitimate or whatever. Exactly the same person. So these are the things perhaps we need to ask each other. But coming back to the scenario that all of you were talking about, I'll give you some of the very, very challenging scenario in our country. We, like the gentleman was talking about all these great things, and since I work in the area of using digital technology, but not as a technology, but as a medium, to take it to the rural areas. Because what we believe, and the reason why we started this NGO about 10 years back, is because I realized that information is the key in our thought process and poverty. We are not economically poor country. We have huge amount of resources, and that is exactly the reason for thousands of years the whole world poured in this country. They're still pouring in. The worst thing is that when the Britishers came and went, they left behind all that thought process of rulership, controlship. And that is what we are applying among ourselves. But as a resource, this country is highly resourceful. But what is lacking is that information which can empower me, and the information that I have, which I can transfer to you and earn some money. These are the biggest drawback in our country. I consider my country as one of the most information poor country. I don't have the information that can empower me. I don't have a tool and access device that allows me to inform others. And that is the reason why I don't have schemes, and adopt information infrastructure and can leapfrog. But unfortunately, I am seeing that also is passing by, and we are not adopting. And just to give you the number, if we know information is the most important thing, and we are living in an information era, and what we call as the knowledge economy and information economy, we are a country who doesn't have more than 90% of the people do not know what is internet is, if that is information platform. 90%. We have 3 million elected members in the panchayat. There is not a single website of any panchayat. And they are our elected members. 3 million people we elect every 5 years in this country at a local governance level. Because there are 250,000 panchayats, and each panchayat elect anywhere between 10 to 15 people. And if you multiply the number, it will become 3 million number. That's not a small number. We have 1.4 million schools. We just saw that the people were under the tree studying. They were very lucky that they had a chance to do something under a tree also, that they found some messiah to do that. But there are 1.4 million schools in this country. Less than 8% schools have computer labs. And less than 3% have got internet connection. These are the numbers. Pathetic numbers. And why I'm saying that we are such a paradoxical country is that even the least number of our country is the third highest in the world. And therefore we are also there. So in numbers, we are there also. We are the third most connected country in the world because our 8% is the third highest in the world. Yeah. We are the second highest connected people on Facebook. Second highest after China. How?
But you see, mobiles are there with the people.
Yeah, I'm coming to that. So, there is a serious issue, And why it bothers me a lot because web and internet is the only permanent medium in the world that we have invented. Nothing else, no other medium is permanent. Newspaper, TV, radio, all medium come and go with time or in hand and gone into perishable. But internet is the only non-perishable, permanently available medium. And that is not a joke, that's a great thing. And if we do not put information on there, because we are not connected, how do you think that you can become a role player or a leader or a reckoning country on the information economy if you are not present on the information? If Google is guru, your information is not there to be searched by Google. What will be searched? All the search result will be coming whose information is there on the web. Am I right? So that means if we are information consumer and if somebody else is producing the information, that is the two relationship. We become consumers, and that is the reason why you keep waiting for your sharbats and the best of your products and achar and everything to sell, and Pepsi's is at the door of your thing, because you are being treated as consumers of information which is produced by somebody else. We are not adopting and the point, it bothers me because it's not about human invention or nothing. It is just that there was a medium earlier which was paper, ink, paper, whatever he said. But now medium is changing. And it is the luckiest time for this country because we are a country which is naturally oral country. We like to converse and we like to consume by listening. Our knowledge lies in oral medium. And now mobile makes an oral medium, and mobile is in the hands of not really 900 million people. It is about 500 million people because, more than 100 million people own more than 2 mobile or 3 mobile. So number takes you to 900 plus mobile. But the truly figuring as an individual entity, as a unique household person or something, it is not more than 500 to 600 million. But it is an oral device which allows you to. So therefore, we might have to change the definition of literacy. Why am I illiterate? If I can converse in oral and I can transfer my knowledge and information orally and I can be identified as the owner of an unique number which is my mobile, do you still need my signature? Which I can't sign because I never learned how to sign it on a piece of paper by pen. And because of which the Ministry of MHRD say that you are illiterate because you can't sign your own name. But that is a medium. Our literacy is subject to the medium. So there are so many aspects of reformation, and I would conclude by saying that there are only 3 aspects that I would say that we need to, if at all reform is required, we need to change the definition of literacy. First. The second, we need to see what is the medium of instruction and consumption of information, and therefore we should prepare everything from the point of view of the new medium, which is digital, oral, and interactive and permanent. And the third, we need reforms of the minds to realize what we are born with or for, and think from that perspective, put the education in that bracket, rather than thinking that everybody needs a job. Thank you very much.
Some fascinating